heading the Human Resource and Training at Taj Mahal Hotel, Lucknow, of Sacred Heart Convent, Jamshedpur, and a postgraduate services, Ranchi. She was selected in the Taj as a management trainee and has been exposed to hotels like Taj Palace, New Delhi, and Taj Mahal and Palaces, Mumbai. Ma'am has more than 10 years of experience in human resources, industrial relations, and corporate social responsibility and training. Ma'am was awarded with the prestigious FHRAI Young HR Manager of the Year Award in the year 2013-14. For her hard work and commitment, Ma'am was also awarded with the Taj Business Excellence Award in the year 2013 for heading the best HR team in the SBU. That is, it's a great honor and privilege to have you amongst us, ma'am. So thank you for taking out your time.
For the lighting of the lamp, I request our Chief Guest, Mrs. Kunal, to kindly do the honors.
कविं
share her intent behind hosting the TATA SAGA.
Resorts and Palaces, Lucknow. I warmly welcome all other distinguished guests, parents and children to the TATA SAGA, an exhibition put up to celebrate 150 glorious years of the Tata heritage from 1868 to 2018. The 150 years journey of this multi-hued business institution is a remarkable story of the visionary Tata legends and their legacy towards nation building. You might wonder why we at Seth Anandram Jaipuria School, Lucknow have chosen to showcase the 150th anniversary of this group. Very honestly, the seeds of this idea were sown when I visited Tata Motors early this year with about 100 of our students. For the first 1 hour, we were narrated the story of the Tata founding father, Mr. Jamsetji Tata. The storyteller was Mr. Saud Usmani, DGM CSR at Tata Motors, and I have no hesitation in acknowledging that he was the man who inspired me with the idea of putting up this exhibition. My instantaneous thoughts and feelings were those of awe and admiration, coupled with a sense of regret that such inspirational stories of grit, determination, passion, and most of all a spirit of service to the community and the nation are stories which need to be widely shared. We all know that the Tatas are a global brand, a name that evokes trust and respect worldwide, a name synonymous with fairness, enthusiasm, and commitment to the community. Its 150 years is replete with inspiring examples of leadership, innovation, a pioneering spirit, humaneness, and adherence to core ethical values come what may. Today the group stands tall with a presence in over 100 countries, across 6 continents, and employing 6,95,000 people. What better reason could there be to celebrate this fascinating 150-year journey? Over the past several weeks, our teachers and students have read and researched only to get a sense of diving into a wide expanse of an ocean. The more we read and delved into the various ventures, the more there was to learn. It is these inspiring stories that we have tried to showcase and share in the exhibition. From the first room that talks about timeless values and lasting legacies, the foundation on which the Tata Group rests, to the various business projects in hospitality, power, aviation, technology, communication, iron and steel, consumer goods, Tata Motors and housing, we have tried to recreate through timelines and displays the start and growth of each venture. This exhibition would have been incomplete without highlighting the Tata's focus on CSR and sustainability. The Tata Saga is an awe-inspiring story of limitless values, persistence and grit powered by the drive to serve. I also invite you to witness the Art and Craft exhibition showcasing the children's round-the-year artwork. The art exhibits draw inspiration from Japan, a nation that we chose because the Japanese and the Tata culture have a lot in common. As the third largest economy in the world, Japan is known the world over for its culture of teamwork, diligence, aesthetics and perfection, innovation, punctuality, and their stress on silence. Once again, I heartily welcome you all and hope that you enjoy the displays. The students and teachers have all worked hard and put in a Herculean effort towards this monumental display. I request you all to visit all the rooms on the ground and the first floor and encourage the children. Thank you once again, Ms. Anisha Gunnar, for coming here as a chief guest, and we are very honored indeed. Thank you so much, everyone.
What we see, hear, do and think is what we become. Hence, whenever we are exposed to a rocketry challenge, a skypathon, or a cleanliness drive to save the river Gopi, gets us really excited. Yes, Soumya, visit to the Taj Hotel, Lucknow. As I was a part of the team that visited the luxurious setup, one thing that caught my attention was how firmly the staff spoke of the organization, its work culture, and interpersonal relations of the management and the employees. Here are a few glimpses.
Since the beginning, since Jamshedji Tata has worked on some basic core principles and values which have stood the test of time and will continue to do so in the future. And I think we need to bring forth, we want to showcase this as a very strong foundation for any group that will last for so long. The other initiatives of theirs, like their pioneering spirit, CSR initiatives, their focus on sustainability, these are all fantastic examples of what we as a community and as a nation need to learn through them.
As we all know, TATA is celebrating 150 years in its glorious journey. And so, to commemorate this journey and to expand our knowledge,
We are going to take the interview of the employees in that hotel and the Tata Hotels in Lucknow.
so let's get started.
Our EXCON, which is the highest leadership team, has been speaking and working for diversity. So one of the things is that we have started visiting all girls colleges. So you can't miss, you have to have diversity, and when you're visiting all girl colleges for our engineering graduates, which are GE. Apart from graduate direct intake, we focus on having more
very journey and great experience. Right from the college days, inspired to go and either Tata Motors or Tata Steel. Helping to get a job. And having spent so many years, I can say with pride that Tata.
Elder customers staying at home, or you want to give them low experience?
Both of them?
To both the juniors and the
Exactly. When there is a family is coming to the hotel and they are checking in, the elder is taking care with the kids. They will try to provide the things which is related to the kids' age and the age. And I will ask, what would you like to do apart from this place?
This Friday learn is we started my modern strategies to a marriage work with Tata Steel and as a second working with client person there. Yeah, I used to say ratio. I used to work with them. That humanity isn't every part of their ideology. To share with us what it feels like to be the.
Let's give a round of applause for yourself and for the beautiful, beautiful movie that we just saw and witnessed. At this point of time, I really would like to thank Seth Anandram Jaipuria School, the principal, the staff, the faculty, and all the sweet kids, who welcomed with so warmth and so much of love. I'm so thankful to you, and my best wishes to all the teachers and the faculties who have put up this grand show. And I just thought it would be an exhibition, but believe me, I think it is larger than life. Just to start, is that, why I asked you all to clap? Any thoughts? I asked you all to clap because I'm addressing the future leaders. Isn't that a great opportunity for me? Yes, you guys are the future leaders, and I'm addressing to a set of future leaders whom I want to see serving the nation, this country, and taking this country to beautiful and to greater heights. Leadership, as I say, is what comprises of leadership. And children and students, I want you all to participate. Is that what is the most important thing for a leader? Any thoughts? I will take hands, please. Anyone? Come on. Yes. Participation, okay. Anything else? Come on, I think I was addressing to smart kids. One smart kid has already said, yes, this little baby. Yes. Discipline, okay. Anyone more? Anyone else? Yes, dear? Firepower? Yes? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, so leader does require a power. Power, where does the power come from?
Followers.
Yes.
Followers.
Yes, the power comes from a lot of integrity. 150 years of legacy, believe me, people, parents and teachers is not a small thing. 150 years, if you think about companies who've completed 150 years, I think there are just a handful of them. So the power that these companies have is the integrity with which they follow. The documents and the code of conduct that they follow with. The integrity is a set of guidelines which Tatas follow with their eyes closed. The integrity gives you the power that no one can find fault in you. You know, that is the power a company stands with. So, talking about integrity is the secret ingredient for why Tata has completed 150 years of sustenance of being on the top of the leadership. So, what is it that makes Tata so special? As I said, it is integrity. Believe me, anyone who comes into Tata's is guided by a set of guidelines, is guided by a set of codes that, yes, these are the codes that you need to follow. These are the codes that you need to adhere to when you're joining. I think not even associates, the whole stakeholders, I would like to say the vendors, the guests, everyone who's associated remotely with Tata's is what they go through as a code of conduct. Now you would say, what are these code of conducts? Well, these code of conducts are the value system. These value systems is not foreign to you. The value system that you teach your children, that we have learned from our grandparents, that we have learned from our teachers, from our parents, you know, that they have taught us the values. This is not old-fashioned anymore. And believe me, in case if you want to sustain and be powerful, you have to follow these values. You have to say, yes, I will be true to my country, to my place of working. And believe me, there are a lot of companies, because they do not have a value system in place, is because they are not able to survive. So leaders, my future leaders, in case if you all want to do a venture which you want to sustain for generations to come, please follow the value system that your parents, your faculty, your teachers, your grandparents have taught you. Well, I'm from Jamshedpur, as I said, you must have seen in the video. I'm from there. And now that you have done this exhibition, you all must have seen how much Jamshedpur is important to Tatas. Well, my grandfather was a teacher in a school which was funded by Tatas. My father was playing football for Tatas, which is Tata Football Academy. Thereafter, he started working for Tata Steel. And you can see my whole DNA is made up of Tatas. Thank you so much. And going forward, I said that I have to work for Tatas, be it Taj or Tata Steel. And that is the reason why so many companies came for the interview, but I selected to be at Taj. However, if I start and I keep on talking about Tatas, the night is going to pass and then we'll keep on sitting over here, but simply I don't want to bore you off with any of that. One thing, I think this is the last bit that I would like to share with you all, is one thing I like to appreciate about Tatas is their quality of giving away. Giving away what? Giving back to the society. Telling them that community is not last. Society is not last. Let us not be so selfish that what we always do it for ourselves. I don't want to mince my words, but I want to quote the founder, Jamsetji Nasavanji Tata over here. In a free enterprise, the community is just not another stakeholder in business, but is in fact the very purpose of its existence. Yes, Tata's, you will be surprised to know, gives 66% of its profit to community.
Yes, they do not hold the wealth to themselves. The schools, the colleges, the medical institutions in Bangalore, in Mumbai is all funded by Tatas. And then you can imagine the kind of profits it does, and it gives it to charity because it wants to see our India, our country to shine. There's a beautiful volunteering week that each and every associate has to be a part of. It is called the TATA Volunteering Week. It is observed for 1 month. However, the company or whichever institute there is have to do at least 7 days of volunteering activities where they associate themselves with hospitals, with pet adoption centers, with elderly homes, with schools, with underprivileged children, to the community, to the slum dwellers. They have to volunteer and give their best to the society. Children, I just want to end it in here, is that at least once a week, do a volunteering activity. Do a volunteering activity to a slum dweller, to an underprivileged children, to a pet adoption center. Probably this animal, this environment or a tree will never come and say thank you to you. The underprivileged children is not going to thank you. But then, the kind of reward it will give you personally is what you will be proud of. And I tell you, that will be actually living a Tata way of life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I'd like to share with you and with all our parents who are aware, but still I'd like to repeat this, that ma'am, integrity and excellence is what we are teaching our children here. You know, so we are already going the Tata way, I guess. Thank you so much for your inspiring words. And I'd now request our principal ma'am to present ma'am with a token of affection, a little woman.
Never the dire attitude of the group is for all to emulate. What we have next for you is the Tata anthem to enthuse you all. child could register, taking on the challenges. Let's take a peek into how it all began. Which was all about teamwork and unity. Corporate social responsibility is not a new concept at the TATA. Way back in 1912, the British proponents, pioneers of social reform signaling and Beatrice Webb were invited out to India from England to advise the TATAs on the best form of social, medical and cooperative services for the newly established Jamshedpur. So we, as the custodians of India's prosperous future, should learn to be able to differentiate between surplus, pursuits and greater common good, as that is what dream is all about. With that, the time has finally come to walk it.
Dreams to show that how a dream of one man brought this group from 1868 to 2018. So this is a song called A Million Dreams.
And I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say about
Being exposed, and we read about the inspirational, these fantastic stories from all those years back when Jamshedji Musalmanji Tata went to the Britishers to ask for finance to set up their first plant, and how they mocked him and sent him away, and then he went all the way to America.
And then coming to more recent times where Mr. Ratan Tata was mocked by the 4 people. And yet these men, these truly inspirational men, never gave up. So, and every time it goes without saying for all of us who've researched, and thanks to our principal ma'am who's been exposing us to these great videos and these stories. It's truly, truly inspirational. When I saw that Million song, although it's from the movie The Greatest Showman, I guess the greatest showman for India is Mr. Jamshedji Tata. So now a loud round of applause. And it gets me all emotional whenever I see and read about the achievements of this group. And that is what again has inspired us. So with that we come to the end of the inaugural ceremony. And I would now request our chief guest, Mrs. Anisha Gunnar, and all our distinguished guests to declare the exhibition, the TATA SAGA, finally opened with the cutting of the ribbon of our first room.
Congratulations.
Welcome to TATA SAGA, a 100-year journey from 1868 to 1918. It can take away the Tata's contribution to the nation's economic and industrial growth. It will not just leave a huge vacuum, but also take India several decades away. What's the reason behind this phenomenal growth? What makes Tata tick? Here's what we learn. Tata is based on 5 core values. It's further based on Zoroastrian tenets, which are Kumta, good thoughts, Bhukta, good words, and Varshta, good deeds. The 5 core values are integrity. They are fair, honest, transparent, and ethical in their conduct. Excellence. They are passionate about achieving the highest standards of quality. Unity. They invest in Indian people and partners. Then comes the 4th one, responsibility. They integrate social and environmental principles. Then comes pioneer. They are bold and agile, courageously taking on challenges. Thank you. Now, my friend Vibhu will continue.
To where we see them today. Now, let's start with Jamshedji Tata. He broke a family-long tradition by being the first businessman in his family. First, he worked in his father's company up until the age of 29. Then he bought an oil mill and converted it into a cotton mill, which he named the Alexandria. Which he named the Empress Mill, because at that time Queen Victoria was named Empress of India.
The reason behind this phenomenal growth, what makes full players what we learn. Tata is based on 5 core values. Further based on Zoroastrian tenets, Kumta, good thoughts, Bhukta, good words, and Varshta. Transparent and ethical second is excellence.
A Parsi cricketer himself, so he was closely related with the Indian. After 5 years of leading the Tata Group, Jahangir Ratan he was also named the father of the Indian civil aviation. Started with iron and steel. He used to shovel limestone and handicraft. And then in 1992, Jayadi Tata and Ratan Tata likes being on time, work ethic, effort, body language, energy, attitude, passion, and being coachable, doing extra and being prepared. Now Krishna will tell you about some of the philosophies of Ratan Tata.
From Mr. Ratan Tata. He is a visionary, and his speeches show the company made its present fell on a global level. Today, half the Tata revenues come from rural economies. Remembers almost everyone by their first name. He is a decision maker. A famous quote of his is, "I don't believe in making the right decisions. I take decisions to be made in your own." Tata does well because of planning from there on. Be open to criticism. As per a famous quote by Ratan Tata, take the stones people throw at you and use them to build a monument. When you endeavor to do something you like, you won't always receive assistance. You won't always Being proactive and solving problems even before they come has been his forte. He believed in investing in different companies so the investments are safe. Like he has invested in a dairy product company, Zion.
Good morning, ma'am. Today I am going to tell you about the tragic incident happened on Taj on 26/11. No other example explains the incident of this way as much as this incident does. 1,700 people, including my guests and visitors on that night, out of which 1,600 people were evacuated safely over the 3-day shootout. These are amazing styles of leadership, integrity, responsibility, customer-centric approach, leadership, and resilience. Even Ratan Tata could not explain why one of the 600 up to their duties for keeping the guests safe. Now I have 2 videos to show.
Actually, this is the double-heading structure very as we know, the DNA is a molecule that stores the information that has been passed on by parents to their progeny or offspring. Similarly, there are some core values that need to be inherited in every single member of TATA group as soon as they join. These values of TATA group such as excellence, along with their business and social ethics, put them on a pedestal of leading to organizations. It is these values that are helping them achieve it. In terms of what is the vision?